Hey guys, it's Charlie Xavier again. I've just been on live doing a presentation about intestinal health, but I'm back here again. We're going to be doing some live one-on-one training with one of our new members. His name is Dorico. He's going to be joining me in a second, but there's a lot of coaching that goes on behind the scenes, and I just wanted you guys to get a look at what really goes on. Because once you start your cleanse and purchase your cleanse kit from V-Phase Body Cleanse, I'm just adjusting my camera here a little bit. There we go, that's good. You also get coaching as well. A lot of the time you're getting some free one-on-one coaching from either myself, Alaska, or Taisha. And we will actually coach you through the whole cleanse, hold you accountable, motivate you, and make sure you actually complete the whole cleanse. So Dorico is going to be joining me in a second, and those of you that are joining me, you're going to get to see actually what goes on behind the scenes in this cleanse, and how we get people started, and also how we coach them through their entire cleanse. So Dorico is going to be joining us on a weekly basis now, as well as other members as well. You'll get to see those. If you are watching, let me know where you are watching from. So just say hi and where you're watching from. Dorico, our cleanse member, will be joining me very, very, very soon. I'm going to be getting him started on his cleanse, answering any of his questions. You guys will get to see exactly what goes on behind the scenes in terms of the coaching in V-Phase Body Cleanse. It's not just a question of buying a cleanse kit and then being left to your own devices. You do actually get coaching as well, okay? Because we want you guys to succeed. We want you guys to get healthy and avoid sickness and stuff like that. If anybody's that's watching at the moment, let me know where you're watching from. If you do have any questions about cleansing, then go ahead and feel free to ask. Dorico is going to be coming on any second now. But in the meantime, you can ask me some questions if you like. But I'm just going to go through what's in the cleanse kit really super quick. Okay, as I'd mentioned in the presentation about intestinal health, bentonite clay, volcanic bentonite clay, is actually one of the substances that will remove things like toxins, heavy metals like lead and mercury from the body and the intestines, as well as even radiation as well. It's actually amazing stuff. You actually get that inside of your cleanse kit, which we have packaged just to make things simpler for people, really, because actually doing an intestinal cleanse can be quite expensive. It can cost in the region of about $400 to buy all the things that you actually need. So we decided to outsource everything and manufacture all of these goods ourselves, and actually offer it to people just at a fraction of the price that they would usually get it for. You also get psyllium husk as well, which is a bulking agent. It's actually very high fiber. Fiber is actually very important for getting essential nutrients into your body. Okay, so I'm going to be joined by
I need to restart.
Dorico real soon, I believe. What I'm going to do, guys, I think Dorico is having a little bit of difficulty getting on. So he should get a notification that he's about to join me. So Dorico, if you can just accept that invite, and then you should appear on camera with me very soon. It's tense, guys. This is tense, waiting for this to happen. Okay, so Dorico should be coming on in a second. Just as I was talking about the psyllium husk being very essential for delivering nutrients to the body because it's very high fiber. Okay, Dorico's here. Wow, the miracles of technology. How's it going, Dorico?
Good, and yourself?
Yeah, really good. So far, so good. How's your day been?
It's been pretty good. Just taking it easy.
All right, cool. Oh, of course, because you were working really hard over the weekend, right here in Vegas.
Yes, indeed.
Crazy. That must have been crazy. So thanks for joining me on Facebook Live. I just wanted to really give people a look and allow them to see really what goes on behind the scenes in terms of the coaching and support that happens within V-Phase Body Cleanse. You actually came around to the house to collect your kit because you were in Las Vegas. We live in Las Vegas. You actually came around personally and collected your cleanse kit, right? It was awesome to see you, and meet you in the flesh. So I'm just going to just sort of run through the basics of the cleanse real quick. But the main bulk of what you're going to be doing, I know that you're going to be doing a meatarian cleanse with me. So what you're going to be doing is reducing the meat, seafood, and dairy intake over the duration of the cleanse to kind of sort of wean yourself off of it, as what we discussed before, which is actually one of the options that people get when they decide to cleanse. You don't have to go raw vegan straight away. They can actually do the meatarian cleanse, which you would then just reduce the meat, seafood, and dairy intake, which is a lot more accessible to some people. Kirk just asked a question: why does it take a few weeks to get your kit? It doesn't take a few weeks. The new lead time is 7 to 14 days, Kirk. We went viral in February. We had a massive backlog of orders, but that is all sorted now. So the new lead time is 7 to 14 days. It's actually going to get quicker in the coming months. We're trying to get it down to 2 days. Okay, so that's what's going to be happening next. Anyway, back to Dorico. So the two main things that you're going to be doing a lot is the bentonite clay and also the psyllium husk, Dorico. So this comprises of your shake that you have on a daily basis. And this is really what's going to push through all of the backed up waste in your intestines. I mean, you spoke before about how your stomach was quite hard. Yeah, even though you've lost weight, right? And what I was talking about in the presentation that I've just done is the fact that you can lose weight and you can have a new diet and you can do all these things, but it's still not going to get rid of the problem. It's still not going to get rid of that backed up waste. It's going to remain there. You're going to have mucoid plaque in there. Inevitably, you're going to be having things like parasites in the intestines as well. So you need to get that out. Your intestines can actually dilate, so they can get bigger in diameter through that backed up waste. This is volcanic bentonite clay. This absorbs all kinds of stuff. It's crazy. It even absorbs radiation, believe it or not. Out here in Las Vegas, the tap water is still got radiation in it from the nuclear tests that went on in the 1940s and 50s. Out here, I learned that from a doctor that did tests on the water, and so bentonite clay will absorb heavy metals like mercury and lead. Two things that you will absorb all the time. Obviously living in a city, for instance, will have lots of pollution. Within the pollution is lead. So you will absorb that on a daily basis. You'll also absorb radiation, not just from living in Las Vegas, but you can absorb radiation from mobile phones, microwaves. A lot of electrical equipment are actually do kick out levels of radiation. So the bentonite clay actually is amazing for that. It also absorbs toxins as well. So all of the toxins that you will find in your intestines, it will absorb those as well. The psyllium husk, it kind of acts like a bulking agent. It like thickens it up. So when you combine these two, and I'm going to show you how to make a shake in a second.
That was my next question.
So I'm going to show you. I'm going to take you through everything of what you need to be doing from beginning to end. It's like a bulking agent, but it's really, really high fiber. And fiber is super essential for delivering nutrients into the body. So if you've got a high fiber diet, obviously your bowel movements will be more regular, and you'll also be able to deliver a lot more nutrients into the body as well at the same time. So it's all round, it's great. So psyllium husk is actually incredibly high fiber. Putting these two together with water, shake it up, which I'm going to do for you in a second, and you would have that in phase one of the cleanse. You would have that for twice a day. Now, in the private access group that you're in, we do have a cleanse schedule in there, but you can actually just have it around your own schedule. So, for instance, our example, you would have a shake, for instance, at 6 o'clock in the morning. If you're anything like me, you're not going to want to get up at that time. So I'm like 9 or 10 o'clock kind of guy. So as long as you have your shake when you get up, you just need to make sure that your meal after that is actually 2 hours after. So you would leave 2 hours in between. So you have your shake, 2 hours, then eat, then have a meal. Okay, so the first thing that you would do before we move on to that shake in a second is you would test your pH. So you would have these pH strips in your kit. It's two of them there. There's one for the beginning of the cleanse and one for the end of the cleanse. And you can either use your saliva or you can actually use your urine as well. Obviously, that will change color, and then you can match that up against the color chart, which is in the private access group. And you can test your body's acidity or alkalinity. Anybody that's got a relatively, sort of a bad diet, and they're obviously making some changes in the diet, will have a lot more acidity in their system anyway. Acidity is the causality of a lot of disease. Like even things like cancer can only survive in a system that's got acid in there, because that's its food source. It feeds from the acidity in the body. High alkaline foods, alkaline water, things like that will change the pH of the body, and you're much less likely to actually get any serious diseases because you've got a high pH in the body. The body's natural pH is 7.5 and above, so obviously you want to have it above that 7.5 mark. I think last time I checked mine, it was about 9.5. So I've obviously got a very alkaline system, and I'm not going to be getting any even just normal coughs and colds and things like that. I rarely get those. No serious diseases. I've had no sign of those whatsoever. So you would test your pH at the beginning. Then you would weigh yourself. So you need to know your weight at the beginning of the cleanse and then at the end of the cleanse. Just bearing in mind as well, Derica, all of this is going to be recorded. Okay. I'm going to send you a recording of this as well. So you will have this in your inbox as well at the same time. And obviously you can just reach out to me at any time you've got any questions. If you need to get on a call, then you can get on a call with me as well. Okay. And ask any, I can give you all of that assistance, no problems. So you would do your pH, you would do your weigh-in, okay? And then your cleanse schedule would be that the first thing that you would do is that you would do your shake. Here's your shaker here. And what you would do is you would fill that full of either distilled water or spring water. Make sure you're using a good one that has a high pH. Okay, a lot of the water that you buy can be, they can say it's really good, but actually it isn't. It's terrible. I use Aqua Hydrate. I buy it from Walmart. It's like a big 5-liter jug of it. Aqua Hydrate is 9.5 pH. It's really clear, really pure water. So what you would do is you would fill up your shaker with either distilled water or high pH water. Okay, to there. Okay, so it's literally like 3 inches from the top. Okay, doesn't have to be perfect. Sometimes I just make a little marker, but it doesn't have to be perfect, but it's like literally 2/3, and then there's a third of the bottle of the shaker left. Okay. Then the big scooper, that's for the clay. The small scooper, that's for the psyllium husk. Okay. So you would have 2 level big scoops of bentonite clay, which I'm going to do right now. It's already hydrated for you. Hydrating bentonite clay and things is an absolute nightmare. So we take care of all of that for you. Can be really messy. So we've hydrated that with alkaline water. So it's already got, it's hydrated with high alkaline water. Just a level scooper like that. One of those like that, and then another one, which I just kind of level it off in just using the top of the jar there. And then number 2. And then I would recommend you can either have 1 or 2 of these smaller ones, bearing in mind that if you have 2 of those, it's going to be really thick, okay? And I will say this shake isn't something to be enjoyed. It's not like you're going to sit there and you're going to really savor the flavor of it and the texture. I mean, it doesn't really taste like anything. This shake is to do a job. It's to do a really important job. It's to get all that crap out of your intestines. So, you know, I just see it as something that, you know, is a kind of a necessary evil. So what I usually do is I just put one level in there because I don't like it too thick. I like to just be able to kind of chug it down real quick. So I just put one level, small scooper in there like that. You can put two if you like it thicker. You can put two. Alaska likes hers like seriously thick. It's disgusting. I really don't like it at all. But she really likes it thick. But obviously, the thicker it is, it's going to push through a lot more effectively. And then you just shake it up like that. Just give it a really, really super good shake, just to make it all bind together. And then it will just have that kind of cream of wheat consistency to it. Like that. And then I usually just chug that straight down. Just chug it straight down. And that's it. That would be your first shake of the day. You would leave 2 hours. Now, people think that when they're cleansing, that they're going to be constantly on the toilet all the time. That's just not the case. I mean, you can work and you can do whatever. I mean, we were traveling and doing all kinds of stuff. The only thing is, you'll definitely feel it working. You'll feel like there's something going on in the intestines, and it's not painful at all. But when you do go to the bathroom, you're going to be producing more. That's the only thing that I would say, is you're going to be producing more in one sitting, and also the type of, you're going to become very interested in what's going on in the toilet, right? That's just a given. I was just like, what? Like some of the things that comes out of you, it's incredible. Like for instance, I'm doing a cleanse at the minute, so I'm doing my shakes every day, and some of the stuff that I'm seeing, it's kind of like small, like brown pebbles, but it looks as if it's been in there for a while. It doesn't look as if it's just been literally newly, digested food. This stuff looks kind of like fossilized. It's like it's been in there a long time.
Wow.
So the texture, the color, and everything's going to change. And it's because of this stuff. It's actually pushing everything out. Obviously, some of the things that you can't see, like the toxins, for instance, will actually be, it'll be bound up in your waste, and your waste will actually start to become thicker and sort of more gelatinous as well, to the point of where you can actually you're going to expel mucoid plaque. On my first cleanse, I expelled mucoid plaque after day 5. Obviously, that's no guarantee, but it can be sooner, it can be a little bit later. Everybody's different, but mine was day 5. And I went to the bathroom. It was a long sitting. I was in there for quite some time. And I actually produced a mucoid plaque, which actually looks like this kind of stuff here. I don't know whether you can see it. Like a rubbery, kind of gelatinous substance. This is real, so this is something that we have, produced. We preserve them in white vinegar, and then we just save them for like presentations and stuff like this, so people can actually see. But we've got videos on the website where we're actually picking it up with rubber gloves and all that kind of stuff and getting down and dirty. It's pretty disgusting, but you gotta do it. So you're gonna start getting rid of the mucoid plaque, and that is really what we want to get rid of, because that's actually very toxic, and it's stopping you from absorbing nutrients effectively. So I'm just gonna. This has been sitting here for a while now, so you can see there how thick that is. But that's the kind of thickness that I like it. Any thicker than that, I'm not really keen on it. You kind of chew it as opposed to drink it. So I just chug that down real quick. So then you'd wait for 2 hours. You'd have a high alkaline meal. I'm going to send you all of that stuff. Actually, as soon as we get off this call, I'm going to send you the list of all of the alkaline foods. So all of the vegetables, all of the fruits that you eat, just make sure that they're high alkaline, because actually that's going to increase the effectiveness of the cleanse totally. You obviously want to make sure that you're not consuming too much in one sitting. So it doesn't want to be a huge meal. And if you are interested in doing something like, if you do want to get a little bit leaner, you can combine intermittent fasting as well into the cleanse. So for instance, you can either fast for 18 hours and eat for 6, or you can do like 16 hours and then eat for 8. So, for instance, you would have all of your meals between like midday and 6 p.m.
Right.
As soon as 6 p.m. hits, no more food. And then all the way through to 12 p.m. What that does, it speeds up your metabolism, puts the body in a state of fat burning as well, so that you're constantly burning off fat reserves and you're doing it really quickly. A couple of things that I do when I'm doing intermittent fasting is that I drink organic coffee, just black coffee, no sugar, no nothing. That's an appetite suppressant, but it's also a really good fat burner. It puts your body into a state of fat burning because it speeds metabolism up. As soon as I add sugar or creamer to it, it just defeats the whole object. And I also drink sparkling water as well. And it's another appetite suppressant. And it just keeps me going until, I have my meal at 12 o'clock. If you like to train, I like to go to the gym and I like to work out and stuff. If you like training, intermittent fasting is brilliant for training. So you get super lean really quick. Your body's constantly burning off calories all the time. And if you stick to it, especially if you stick to it for a month, you'll see real dramatic results from it, especially if you've got the muscle underneath that little bit of extra body mass. And obviously you were around here, so I could see that you've obviously worked out and stuff before. So, all of that muscle will kind of be revealed, underneath. So if you want to know a little bit more about intermittent fasting, I've been doing it for years. I used to run triathlons, and I was in the military for 7 years as a paratrooper back in the UK. So I've done a lot of that kind of thing. And I combine it with cleansing. Also, obviously, when you train, you need to make sure you've got the calories. So you would just slightly increase the calories just to sure that you can actually get through that training session. So your post-workout meal would be something quite high calorie, protein rich, and then you'd have a protein rich meal afterwards as well. And carb would have some complex carbs in there to get the carbs back into your diet too, which we can talk more about if you want to talk about that. So have you got any questions so far before I move on?
No, I'm tracking along pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's super simple. It's not rocket science. It's really, really simple. So once you get the idea of it, you'll be away. Your herb capsules, these have got like so many organic herbs in it. It's unreal. I mean, even the ones that are listed doesn't even touch the surface. There's loads of organic herbs in here, and we actually source these from organic farms. And what these are going to be doing is they're going to be allowing the body to actually get itself into a state of healing, because obviously doing an intestinal cleanse is actually quite, I won't say it's traumatic, but I mean, it's the wrong word, but there's a lot going on. There's like a change going on inside of the body. It's shifting out a lot of stuff inside the intestines. Obviously, some of the things that we're shifting needs to be replaced as well. So the herb capsules actually put your body into a state of healing. The herb capsules, before we actually started producing these kits, that's the most expensive bit. I mean, they're really expensive to buy the jars of them. Super, super pricey. So we decided to just make that a little bit more accessible for people and source them ourselves. So you will be taking your herb capsules as part of this, as part of your schedule. So that would be after you have your meal.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is we'll sort of work out a schedule together. So you would have your shake at a certain time. Then I would say, right, this is where you want to have your first meal. This is where you want to have your herb capsules, and then we'd just sort of map out a day, and then you would just multiply that, by the 28 days. So it's really got to kind of fit to your schedule. Obviously, we all get busy and we all sometimes forget stuff, but it's just try to stick to it as much as humanly possible as you can. And you would take one of each of these. So there's one green and one brown. You would take one of each of those on twice a day, along with the cleanse shakes as well. Just a couple of things to expect. You will feel like going to the toilet, after having one of these. It's not going to be anything like out of the ordinary. You're not going to kind of, be blowing up the whole toilet or anything like that. You produce more in one sitting. It is different as well. The texture, the color and everything is different. You'll know when you produce mucoid plaque. because it's just very, very different looking. So just literally just stay aware of what, what's going on in the toilet bowl. I know it's a little bit disgusting, but it's just something that you can actually see what's coming out. You may pass some intestinal parasites as well. So if you see kind of little white strands, kind of like noodly like things, some of them are very small. Some tapeworms, I've seen some tapeworms that are quite big. Again, you'll know when you produce those as well. You can also produce roundworm. And there's some other things like liver flukes as well, which I can show you some pictures of so you can identify those as well. There's some actually in the private access group that people pass liver flukes at the same time. Obviously, there's a lot of things that aren't intestinal parasites that people think that they are. So we've had like people literally, they get their rubber gloves on, take all of their, sometimes your mucoid plaque can come out in ropes.
Wow.
So it can be like really long, and people get in the toilet bowl and pick them out, and then they put them on like paper towels and lay them all out and take pictures and videos and stuff. And some people identify things as being parasites, which they just aren't,
Okay.
So don't be afraid. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's not going to be like, that movie Alien. Nothing's going to bust out of your stomach, and try to kill you and stuff. So it's just the way that I see it. I'd rather these things be out than inside me still, especially the parasites and the mucoid plaque. So that is really it. It is so incredibly simple. You're having your shake twice a day. You're having your herb pills twice a day, and then you're having your alkaline meals in between. If you want to do the intermittent fasting as well, we can work out a schedule for that. Okay. If you want to shed the pounds quicker, intermittent fasting is the way, especially if you are going to be doing a bit of exercise at the same time. You're going to shed those pounds real quick. The free skincare products that you got in your kit, the mist spray, which is this. That's non-fractionated CBD that's in there. You know what CBD is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we use CBD in everything. Absolutely everything is like nature's miracle cure. And you can actually, this is really good for skin conditions, any sort of blemishes, burns, acne. You can spray that on the face, the body, everywhere. And they, to be fair, they all kind of do a very similar thing, but they're just coming in different forms. So that's the body cream or the body butter. That's actually a 2-week supply. Everything is a 2-week supply that we give for free in the kit. Again, there's non-fractionated CBD in there. There's also colloidal silver as well. You can use it as a hand cream, a face cream, a body cream. If you've got any skin conditions or your family's got any skin conditions, that is brilliant. My daughter, she's 2 years old. She gets like rashes in between the folds underneath her armpits. I use this and it gets rid of it super quick. And this is the Immortal Face Cream. It's really super small. But actually, you don't need a lot of it. You don't need to apply a lot of it. And actually, a little bit of it goes a long way. And again, that can last actually for 2 weeks, believe it or not. That's actually an anti-aging cream. And I use that all the time. And again, you can use it on skin conditions as well at the same time. And these are just all the trial sizes. So if you do find that you want to have any more of this, just let us know. We've not officially launched the line, but we can provide more if you need it. Again, if there's any questions, let us know. The food log is actually in your inbox now. So my beautiful assistant, will ask her, she's sent that to you. So you've got that. And if you're familiar with Messenger, there's a little microphone sort of icon. If you press that, you can leave me a voice message. You get up to a minute to talk. It is a bit annoying sometimes, but you get a minute to sort of leave a message. If you need to say more, you can just leave multiple messages. So if you don't have time to call and things like that, or I might be a little bit busy, then we can just leave each other voice messages as well. So if you do run into any issues or need something answering straight away, just let me know and I can get right to it. But by all means, I'll jump on a call.
Okay, great.
And do that. Have you any ideas when you're going to start?
Yes, I want to start immediately, but I know you told me to wait at least a week. So I'm just waiting. Waiting on the clearance from you guys.
Okay, cool. Well, I'd go for change your diet first.
Yeah, I started that yesterday.
Okay, and then you've got the food log now, so you've got the alkaline foods and everything in there. Try to actually get some of that into your diet.
Okay.
Then let's say we'll start next week.
Okay.
So let's go. Let's say we'll start on Monday.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and start on Monday,
Perfect.
and then we'll just jump on a couple of these calls throughout your cleanse and let's see how you go in. If you do produce any mucoid plaque, if you are feeling adventurous, you can take a little video or pictures of it and that kind of thing.
All right.
And just to inspire other people, really, we want to show people actually this is a reality,
Okay.
and this is the causality of why people are getting sick. It's the food. It's incredibly poisonous, processed foods, junk food. Your standard American diet. That's so toxic. It's unbelievable. It's making people seriously sick. Alternatively, food is a medicine as well as a poison, and we just want to help people make the right decisions and actually get themselves on track so they're not becoming sick and they're not developing these diseases that are actually avoidable. And people end up ending up in hospital with all kinds of sicknesses that are just completely unnecessary. It's all down to the diet and how we treat our bodies. So an intestinal cleanse is something that you would do before you change your diet. You wouldn't, try to change your diet then, and then not intestinal cleanse because everything's still in there. You need to get it out. You need to clear all that waste out and all those toxins.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's schedule. I'm going to inbox you after
Perfect.
here and after this, and then we'll schedule to get you started on Monday.
Okay.
If you just give me an indication of when you get up and when you'll be taking your first shake, and then we can just literally give you a schedule around that. And then we'll just get going from there. So that would be a schedule Monday to Sunday every week for the next 28 days, starting from Monday.
Sounds good, man.
Awesome. Right. I look forward to speaking to you again.
Absolutely.
Okay. Really appreciate you coming on as well. Thank you.
worries.
You're really helping get the message out to other people as well.
Forward to
Okay.
it.
Take
Okay,
care,
you too, bro.
Dorico. See you
All
soon.
right, thank you.